Hi. Um, I am back. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Art Fight today because this morning I was kind of working with like bookmarks and like looking at Art Fight, and like last night I was like uploading new OC references and stuff like that. So I thought I'd just talk about Art Fight a little. So I don't have a lot of OCs. Most of my OCs are either from D&D or they're from my comic, and with my comic I don't really have like a lot of characters that I'm like super attached to. It's really just the main two. Sometimes May, and I guess there are other characters that I could be drawing art of, but I just don't. Like, I don't find myself drawn to that. So I usually just draw Eli and Tyler. Like, I could definitely afford to draw more of my comic characters to put them on Art Fight. I just have a lot going on, so I don't know if I'm gonna get to that this year, but so I don't have a lot of OCs. I mostly spend my time before events, not because I know everyone else is always like rushing to do their OC references, rushing to get their characters out so that they can be drawn. I mostly just focus on like starting my bookmarking, getting some cool designs like to draw, planning out the art pieces, getting references for poses, for backgrounds, color schemes, etc., etc. Yeah. Like this year, I'm planning on experimenting with using 3D models to get the exact pose that I want instead of like trying to search really hard for that pose. And it was a little tricky for me to use it this morning. It's a little tricky, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. Because there was a very specific pose I wanted, but I just couldn't find it on Pinterest, and I wasn't willing to look anywhere else for that, to be honest. And then I link them in my bookmark description. And I have a really fun time with that. The more planned out the pieces in the bookmark, the more likely I am to actually draw that out. It also gets me excited for the art process and like starting like Art Fight, like if I just have everything planned out and I'm like, this is what I'm going to be doing, it's a lot like smoother for me. I've noticed since last year. It is so hard to get a good feel for a character if there's no description in the character profile. Some people just post the art of their character and then they dip, and it's like, okay, but how do I know what they like? Like, what do they like doing? Like, what is their personality? I don't know anything about them except for their appearance. So I love when people actually do like full designs for their characters. It's nice. Like full descriptions, full designs, stuff like that. They're like, oh, this is what they like. This is the clothes that they like. These are the characters that they like hanging out with. That kind of thing. So I very much recommend that for anyone who's posting for the first time. Yeah. I'm also thinking about experimenting with doing the attacks this year in kind of a grayscale style due to me being very interested in that right now. I've been switching my style for my comic to like a grayscale style. I've been working a lot more with like line art and stuff, so I think it'd be really fun to experiment with that kind of thing because like last year I very much was like a traditional background but then digital character kind of style, and so like each year I like to just experiment with a little bit of a different style. And so this year I'm thinking about like grayscale, I'm thinking about like line art. I know it's going to get less points, but also I feel like I'm going to be able to draw a lot more attacks if I am doing in a grayscale. And I think it's good practice for my comic and also the designs that I'm going to have to draw for my comic as well. I updated some character images since last year. I uploaded some new D&D OC references, but it's nothing crazy. I uploaded maybe 2 characters this year. I updated some things, but not a lot. I don't create a lot of OCs. I'm an OC artist, but I only have like 2 that I'm really into. And I mean Comet when he has his eras, yeah. So, if you guys want, you can go through my link in the description, and you can find my Art Fight link at the bottom of my card link. It's gonna be the little paintbrush, little icon. That's gonna be my Art Fight link. So, if you're interested, if you want to attack, if you want to follow, you just want to see what I draw, that's where I'm gonna be, and it's gonna be slay. It's gonna be slay month. I'm very excited to draw a bunch of funky characters. Only the funkiest for me. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna head out though. Bye.